But this becomes insanely correct if you sync it with your jungler. If your jungler is pre-made, this is...
Yeah, if jungle's pre-med, this is actually insane. So I'm gonna be waiting until...
And then I would definitely play for E-start, if Darius.
So,
Definitely E-start there.
well, lock in real quick. So 45, I walk out. I use
Well,
vision of this. 52, I walk into Bosch. Go watch. Come back.
We are giving him the best case scenario. What the fuck?
It's fine.
yeah, this is
We're
the
talking about
best
best case
case
scenario. This is pretty much where I want everybody. So I'm playing against a champ that doesn't have kill pressure, right? You cannot zone me off. I missed...
Two.
2 minions, yeah. I missed 2 minions, and I got the kill. And it actually pushes into me, right? So I can zone you
And you
off.
have a freeze against a tank.
I gave you like the best scenario. I attack the wave.
You don't even need to attack the wave. It will push into me because your last hit.
Yeah, if you just last hit, if you just last hit.
If I last hit correctly, you lose all 3 though, no?
It depends. So I lose between 2 to 3 at the end of the day. If I go for the fight, best case scenario, I lose 2. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much the recording that I wanted to show. Hey guys, today is gonna be about my strat that I've developed. I call it the griefing early invade. It is a strategy that is pretty much exclusively meant to enforce prio early, doing a very specific sequence of events, and I'll be now going into that. I've had 2 of my students test it with me and going through some scenarios. So let's get into it. The idea is that you trade your priority for tempo. So you lose CS between 1 to 3 to and weak side yourself to pretty much grieve the enemy jungle, because the enemy jungle ends up losing way more than you because his tempo is getting completely cooked. He's not able to contest river and on level 4, and he also gets all his cooldowns for the respawn timers pretty cooked, while you're only losing 3 minions. Overall, a very, very strong strat to have early impact. So how it works is, you go into Bush and you wait until 045. You then walk into the river, use Fog of War of the side bush that is there to hide yourself, and then walk up slowly until the edge. By minute 052 you want to kind of reach the edge. 052 you want to reach the bush. So at minutes 57, 057 at the latest you want to be at the edge. So that when enemy jungle jumps and checks whether he gets invaded or just kites into it, you're gonna be inside his face, able to kite him enough so that he's forced to stop the buff and go base. Sometimes it is better to go earlier, sometimes it is better to go later, because sometimes you might actually be able to secure a kill. We'll be going into detail there. I wrote it down here, step by step again. Take the bush, wait there. If an enemy places a ward into the bush, you have to instantly disengage. That is just how it is, because the enemy will see you. Many of you might say, why this river will be warded and stuff, but no. Mid laners don't ward defensively, junglers don't ward defensively, they only ward aggressively early. And top lane also isn't supporting jungle anymore early, that's just not the meta. They only ward aggressively, so if there's no ward here and you've been here and checked, you pretty much know that you're just straight up gonna be running into, in 9 out of 10 cases, a blind jungle. You have to be careful, because junglers often wait in this bush for quite a while, but by 54, I mean 0545, they will probably have rotated back. Yeah, so it's really at that sweet spot where you want to close that window on the bush, so that you're exactly at the edge and can catch them off early, while also being quick enough to go back top lane and not lose too many minions. Okay, now the question is, do we engage or do we disengage? The question pretty much relies on vision. If the enemy is in bush when you're here, or he's waiting longer, you have to disengage. There's no way that you can force him off red. The idea is that he starts red, and by the time he's kited it, you then go in, kite him off the red buff. If the enemy isn't starting red at all, you need to disengage and go back top. If he's seen you before he starts, you need to go back top. If the enemy jungle doesn't go bush, but rather kites to the right side of the buff, you also can't go for an engage because he will simply run off, you'll overchase and get caught by top mid rotating in. You really want to go for an engage if he is about to enter the bush, so you timed it perfectly right, around 56, so you instantly get him. And all the enemy kites kind of in the middle, which will often be below diamond, and just get kited, and then you might actually look for a kill early on him if he scores half HP, and then you need to find the right angle to engage him. So the risk of this are, you grieve your mid laner because you die, because enemy mid lane roams in, kills you, gets another early kill, you may lose 1 to 2 whole waves, like a lot, and by the time that you reach top lane, the wave then bounces back into enemy, who will have gotten a whole reset, and you will have a big problem, because you're likely gonna get zoned out with a level disadvantage. You might ruin your team's mental, and you can get the enemy jungle ahead. This is why I'm telling you, you have to disengage when these scenarios occur. I will now be going into more detail champion outside of
Darius,
this.
Trundle, Olaf.
Because I start with 90 AD, right? 90 is kind of the highest I feel like in the game, and then I combine it with instant conqueror stacks, so I'm sitting on 110 AD on level 1.
And you're shredding armor with E as well.
So, well, not really, because I would need a full E. So worst case scenario, I'm going in. I'll be a bit. Yeah, okay. So lane state wise, I died, I lose the whole early wave. Mid lane got the kill, right? And Graves did get delayed, but he got the assist. So this is kind of worst case scenario of what can happen, yeah. I go in, I die, I rotate back top. Yeah.
Yeah, now if I'm a top laner, look. Like for example, if I'm playing Yon top right now, like I'm here.
Yeah, you just zone.
Yeah, you're really fucked. Like I can just do this.
So pretty much top lane is over, right? Like I cannot really come back now. Because I lost a whole wave. I really cannot. And the wave is gonna bounce, right?
Yeah.
So this is worst case scenario. It's good that we showcased it once. Okay, we can leave. Thank you guys.
Yeah. No worries.
No worries, bro.
I'll try it out.
So now he does this. Right. So I'm here now. I'm gonna now go check. Right? You're too far away. I cannot touch you. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, there's no way. Plus I have E.
No, wait. He will cut to golems if he doesn't know, right? If he doesn't know you're there.
Yeah, if he no, junglers never do golems second at this point. Like not really.
What?
But what I'm trying to tell you guys, if he's sitting on the right side, you cannot do it anymore. You have to stop. The thing is, I just trolled because I wanted to show you guys. Please do it again. I'm sorry, this is a bit awkward.
Can you just?
It's fine.
It's whatever.
So now go in. I see. He's puffing there. I see there's no way for me. I ward. I disengage.
And I know you have vision due to the runes. I know you walked there.
I will die to blue buff, by the way.
But I don't really care. You guys see, right? I'm back top lane.
Yeah.
Got the whole wave. So, you know what I mean? Like, the opportunity cost is pretty much that I couldn't sit in top bush. But that's it. I didn't lose anything. I didn't lose a single minion, but I actually had the chance to do it. Okay?
I'm so dead, bro.
So, number 1. The enemy needs to be a weak or slow jungle. That means Eve, Vi, Fiddlesticks, all these junglers, Fiddlesticks doesn't start red, but whatever, just junglers that lose early typically against top laners. Sometimes there are some specific scenarios, for example Graves instantly enters top bush with his jump, so he can check you early, which is pretty problematic. Yi goes untargetable, which makes the red buff run into you. It's kind of a bug from an old time. So there are like specific scenarios where it doesn't work at all. But against early weak junglers, this is actually very cool because they can't really trade you at all. So you must consider this. Do you win the level 1 trade? The enemy will be disadvantaged, only be on 80% HP because he's been cutting red buff. You also will have used his cooldowns. Often you do win if you're just an AD with with Conqueror. And number 3, you need to be able to re-enter your lane after the invade. This means the enemy didn't pick something that can zone you off the wave, because you will rotate back to top lane right through Tribush, and if enemy knows that you're coming, they can just literally hard zone you off and force you to go base. You'll be losing a lot. So against Darius, Vayne, Olaf, Urgot, against all these champions, you cannot do this. You really want to do this against champions that are just weak level 1, because then they can't punish you for going in, as you've seen in the early clip. And you must be able to accept the costs, right? You're not getting lane prior. You're losing 2 to 3 minions if you engage. If you don't engage, you're losing maybe 1 minion, maybe none, but you just lose the ability to get an early kill, an early prio, like in the first 3 levels. This is something you have to consider pretty much when you feel like you just want to get your jungle ahead as much as possible, and you just eat the cost. Note, only the blue side can be invaded. This doesn't work on red side. The gains are jungle tempo. Your jungler will be 3 camps ahead. He will be able to get river crab instantly and for free, and get an early bot lane gank too. You can possibly get a kill, which gains you a lot of gold. Enemy mental will be completely destroyed if he dies early. And you deny enemy tempo, meaning no mid lane ganks, no bot lane ganks, likely no dragon. You just have a lot of impact if this works out, like great amount of impact. Because you truly slow down enemy jungle by a whole minute effectively. Yeah, if you like this, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. It's a bit hard to grow it, especially early. League is very competitive. Try this tech, leave me a comment, see if you agree with your team or it worked out for you. It takes some finicking and get a feeling for it. And it's also pretty specific. It only works in a couple of scenarios. And if it works, it's absolutely great. Yeah. Thanks for Tolios and Kujo. Very trusty students. I'll talk to you later in this Discord or something. And yeah, see you around. Goodbye.